Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Golf with Your Friends. Today it's just Donald, Barack, Ben, and myself doing the last map for the series, where we are going to go through all 18 holes of the forest map again to finish things off.
I'm sad to see it go, but I'm also happy to know there's more to come even after this, and we can give it a definitive ending this time.
I don't know about anyone else, but this is my last chance to get one more victory before the series is over.
I think all of us have that same mindset now, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm sure I have the most wins anyway, but it wouldn't hurt to get one more just to be sure people know my skill level never fell off.
In your dreams, Joe, we all know it's Ben Shapiro's time to shine once more, as that's what I tend to do here.
Oh wow, your ego is back again. I can't say I'm surprised, but that just means I have to take you down again.
All right, guys, calm down. It's not even been a minute. We can't have you two fighting already before hole 2 comes up.
Hey, Barack, I'm pretty sure you're supposed to make it into the hole, not bounce back out of it. I would think playing 11 videos worth of maps would teach you that, but apparently not.
Yeah, I get it, Donald. No need to rub it in.
I don't know, Barack. I think Donald might be right on this. You messing up so soon is only a sign of things to come, as you're just going to keep getting further and further behind.
Don't try to play these mind games on me. I'm not losing my confidence just because I miss one time.
Hey guys, I don't mean to get off topic, but since we won't be doing this anymore in the golf videos, at least I think we should mention some more of the donations we've gotten through Super Thanks, since there have been a few over the past couple weeks.
Thank you, Joe. Let's mention them before the game gets too competitive. From Econ Justin, we got $5 after finishing the Metal Gear Solid playthrough. He was asking what the next playthrough was, and by the beginning of June, he and many others will have their answer.
And from Presidential Gaming Drive, we received $4.99 in pounds. We're thankful you have helped protect us in the Among Us sessions, but based on us landing Sonic Heroes lower than expected in the Sonic tier list, we won't have that immunity anymore. Still, even though we'll have to watch our back in that game, we appreciate the support both have given us.
I'm glad we got those done on a hole where it was all hole-in-ones, so nothing really changed for us. But really, thank you to everyone who has ever decided these videos are so good that someone thought they were worth giving money to. It really means a lot. Plus, Donald needs to fund his campaign for the presidency somehow.
Hey Donald, you don't have to spend the money from donations on your campaign. I'd be happy to give you a few million to help with costs.
Thanks, Joe. I'd be happy to take you up on that offer, but I'm also not planning on going easier on you in this hole, if that's what you're getting at.
No, I can beat you with your golfing instinct and everything. I don't need to pay you to go easy on me.
Yeah, you two can keep going at it meanwhile I'm getting it in.
Oh, really? Since to me it looks like you just barely missed, while Joe Biden himself is actually making it in because he's better at the game than everyone else.
No amount of speaking in third person will ever prove that you're better than anyone else, especially me. I'm making it in next time, and then the greatest comeback in the history of golf with your friends will be happening.
Hold up, everyone. You're not that far behind. Pretty much everyone is in the same area for scores, so there's no insane lead that anyone's going to get 3 holes in.
Dang it, I got stuck with Ben and I could have made it in earlier.
And what's that supposed to mean, Donald? Is there something wrong with being stuck with me in particular that you'd like to share?
You don't exactly have a track record of wins, especially when compared to Joe, so I would try not to be stuck with you. So I have less of a chance of your bad skill rubbing off on me.
Hey, it's not like you have any more wins than I do. You constantly boast about your chances of winning by some imaginary instinct that somehow gets less accurate as time passes. Sure, I may be confident in myself, but I tend to get higher scores than you way more often, and you should consider it an honor to be stuck with me. Plus, you missing and me getting a hole-in-one is proof you should be focused on my skill more, because I have more than you ever will.
In Donald's defense, Joe's ball was blocking him from making the progress he needed to, so it wasn't like he had that many options.
And Donald even helped me get in a much better position, so thank you, even if you didn't mean to do that.
Oh, don't worry about me, guys. I'm fine with being subjected to last place since I don't know what else I expected at this point. Perhaps my instincts aren't what I thought they were.
Donald, you have to believe in yourself. Sure, your instincts are completely made up, but just because someone stumbles and loses their way, it doesn't mean they're lost forever.
All right, Barack, I get it. You don't need to start quoting X-Men Days of Future Past to me.
In fairness to Barack, if he's going to start quoting X-Men movies, then at least he picked a good one to choose from. It's certainly better than anything else that Fox released afterwards, except for Deadpool and Logan.
Well, actually, I kind of thought The New Mutants was pretty good when I watched it.
Okay, Joe, you must be the literal only person to have ever said that. It did nothing for the series and was the least important one to watch.
Oh, I know. I just needed to say something so out of pocket that you would be distracted and mess up your aim.
Joe, normally I would commend you for having an actually coherent thought, but your aim was really bad, and now you're further back, so your strategy didn't help that much.
Oh, no, I think I'm actually falling behind because of that. At least I won't be back by too much by the end of this.
You'll still be ahead of Donald, so you won't quite be in last, but then again, that's not exactly hard to accomplish.
Yeah, keep insulting me, Ben. You won't be so confident when Joe manages to take first place away from you, and then you fall apart because you're a failure at this game.
It's actually sad that you have to rely on Joe winning because you know you won't be making it out of the deep depths of last place anytime this century. Just admit you failed, and then we can move on with my inevitable victory.
Oh, nice, I got a hole-in-one.
Good job, Joe. You got a hole-in-one on perhaps the second easiest hole this entire map. Anyone with an IQ about 5 can do it too. Even Donald can.
Aside from that diss from Ben, I'm glad I didn't mess up, otherwise I know he would grill me for it.
Yeah, right, imagine missing this hole.
Oh, we don't have to imagine Barack, it's happening right now, and maybe I should apologize to Donald as he's going to have some stiff competition for last place at this rate.
You know, I kind of liked it when Jordan was playing with us, as Ben wasn't as antagonistic while he was around. Perhaps he just likes his Daily Wire people more than us.
That's actually not quite true. Candace Owens and I had a bit of a disagreement through Twitter, and we're definitely not on good terms anymore. I imagine everyone was on my side through that whole thing, so I think I'll make it through just fine.
I actually don't think most people were on your side with it. I'm not sure how you could have possibly come to that conclusion, unless your delusion of being the best at golf has spread to you being confident about other parts of your life.
I can definitely be confident with a boring hole like this and otherwise inferior players here telling me that I'm not the best when I really am. I'm not sure how long it's going to take to convince you of my skill level, which definitely isn't luck, but I'll keep doing it forever if I have to.
I don't know how you can do it forever when this is the last map we're playing for the series.
I didn't mean it literally, but more importantly, let's pay attention to Barack missing again, because what else would we expect him to do but fall behind even more because he's terrible at the game?
I'm 2 behind first place. I'm not that far behind or anything insane like that.
Oh, hey, Barack, what do you know that worked perfectly except the part that didn't, which was all of it right? Is that what you're supposed to say when you mess up colossally? And now Donald is literally so terrible that the game itself doesn't even want to turn on collision detection to give him a chance at winning since it knows it will never happen.
Hey, let's not ignore the part where you just missed like Barack did, and now it's time for Joe to make a comeback like he should.
The game is just rigged in the collision detection and won't let good players like me get ahead because Ben probably paid the developers to make sure I don't win.
Hey, Barack, you suck, don't miss, you failure.
Dang it, that collision issue messed me up too, with no thanks to Daily Wire's most expendable member gloating all the skill that he doesn't have at us for the whole game.
Because I'm too focused on winning, I'm going to not react to your blatant Democrat lies about me being expendable to any degree and simply play the game successfully. I'm just playing it safe now since this hole is very erratic when it comes to having the walls just not work correctly when it comes to players like Donald and Barack, so I think slow and steady is the right call.
Barack, as much as I don't agree with his attitude, he is right when it comes to this strategy. You're still missing while we're making it ahead.
All right, fine, I'll take it slow and steady, but not because Ben said it was the way to do it.
As if. You know that I'm right, you just won't admit that I'm the better player and have the better strategies, and the leaderboards are about to show it very soon. Or perhaps not as soon if you keep missing like you've been doing for most of the game so far.
You know I can't wait for the game to be over so I can show you what a really superior player can do.
Oh sure, Joe, keep dreaming. It's what you do best with all the sleeping you do throughout the day. I'm surprised you're even still awake enough to do this match.
Hey, the jokes about Joe sleeping are my territory. Make fun of something else more original.
Oh, sorry about that with all the jokes about things like your spray tan color of skin and your weight and your inability to win the popular vote for 2, possibly 3 times in a row, your inability to win a marriage for 2, possibly 3 times in a row, and everything else it's a little hard to come up with something unique.
Wow, this is getting really personal all of a sudden.
Hey, this reminds me of a classic story from my youth, if you all want to hear it.
I'd rather listen to Ben insult my personal life than to hear one of your stories.
He's going to tell the story anyway, isn't he?
Just like he always does.
So there I was traveling along the river with my good friends Uglier Joe, Rick, and Harold when we discovered a trail that led into a cave where the water was coming from. We had gone around this river many times but never thought about where the river was coming from, so we decided to go into it. We then found a bear who chased us out, as I think it was his home or something, which was weird because I thought they lived at the North Pole or something. Anyway, the next day we decided to go back because Rick thought that he lost something the previous day. We found the bear again. He started running at the bear, which was weird since the bear wasn't even awake or running towards us, but he told us all to run away. He was totally getting mauled in the background, and we never went back. The end.
Joe, that was yet another terrible story with no semblance of enjoyment anywhere. Your friend clearly died on purpose or was just thinking that a sleeping bear was more dangerous and didn't even get the thing he was looking for.
Donald, you are right in the fact that Joe's story was terrible as always, but let's not let it distract from the fact that Barack is still messing up and is somehow taking over as the last place champion instead of you.
I was kind of hoping nobody would notice that amongst Joe's story happening.
This looks tough, don't mess it up.
Wow, Barack, you actually made a good shot. I didn't know you had it in you.
If Barack can do it, so can I.
Yeah, it's an easy hole. Pretty much anybody can do it.
Especially me.
You know what? Anything you 3 can do, I can do better.
Okay, so you made it a little further than we did. I'm sure we can probably make it in 2 shots each, even from where we are at.
Kind of weird for you to say since you did not make it from where you were at.
Okay, point taken, but I'll get it in soon. It'll be easy enough.
Ah, man, I didn't make it in, but at least we won't be falling behind by that much.
Maybe I can even get out of third soon, too.
Not going to happen, Donald. And also, Joe, I can't let you have any chance at getting ahead, so you're going to have to go away now.
Hey, that was a sabotage and not necessary to do at all.
Actually, Joe, it was necessary. You see, I'm sure Donald and Barack can fight each other over last place, but you are actually keeping up with me, so I have to take some more creative measures on ensuring you don't win today.
I would like to sabotage you back, but I think hitting you from this angle would just cause you to go towards the hole, so I'm not going to take that chance right now.
Okay, you two can fight this out amongst yourselves. I am not risking anything right now or getting involved more than I have to.
I'm really happy to have already made it in now. I can only imagine getting stuck in between this feud between you two.
It's not so much a feud, it's more of just me winning constantly today.
Okay, you know what? If it's a fight you want, then you'll get one. You have been overly confident this entire time.
Facts.
You have been insulting.
Facts.
You have been trying to tell me I'm not going to win.
Facts.
While I've won more than any one of you.
Facts.
I'm making it my mission to defeat you, Ben, and this time I'm fully awake and set on making sure you know who's the better golfer.
You have been spitting nothing but facts. Joe, I know you can do it.
Okay, Joe, we get it. You're denying me of my rightful place for golf champion, but that's no reason for you and Donald to start ripping off any other golf videos by other creators.
Okay, that's enough breaking the fourth wall. There's still way too much of the game left to devolve into fighting. After all, this is just a game for friends to get together. I'm sure it wasn't designed with political figures getting together to play it in mind.
I'm not sure what you expected when we got together to play this, really.
Ben, I know you haven't targeted me this hole yet, but I need to be proactive and get you away before you have any chances of your own.
Hey, Barack, if you sabotage Joe back, I'll let you take Candace Owens' spot on Daily Wire since she's definitely not coming back.
Sorry, Joe, I've really got nothing going on, so I might as well do something to occupy my time, and if sabotaging you is the price, then I'll have to take it.
Well, thanks, Barack. If I knew you were going to just backstab me like that, then I would never have become your vice president.
If only we could have played this game over a decade and a half ago, that would have been great for everyone.
I'll admit I do feel a little bit bad about that, but I think it'll be worth it in the end.
I'm tempted to join in on the fun, but if I have any chance of improving, I can't be a part of all this fighting between everyone else.
Wow, Donald is using strategy to get ahead instead of blind luck and his instincts that don't work. It's truly a miracle.
I've realized something about myself while playing these games. It's time for me to stop blaming some sense that I have, whether it's accurate or not, as ultimately it is me making the shots, and good or bad, I have to take responsibility for my losses. I may lose the golf match, but at the same time, if I can accept my own instincts instead of relying on some other unexplained cause, then I've won something even better. That being said, I'm making it ahead and about to trash all of you losers.
I really thought you had some great personal growth moment, but apparently not so much. I'm glad you've at least learned something about this.
Hey guys, it's been a while since I played this map. What do we do here again?
It's been a while since any of us have played this map, Joe, but anyway, we have to make it over to that ramp and get far enough to make it to the section with the hole, but not too little, as we'll go back to the starting position.
I do find it interesting how when we first played this map, we were taking nearly 20 minutes to get through 12 holes, and now we'll probably get it done in about 14 or so. It's nice how we've made so many improvements in our skill levels across the board.
Or it's more likely that the editor is just taking out more of the unnecessary content that takes up time for the viewer and leaving in the more important parts. It's probably not any of us improving except for me naturally.
Oh, hey Donald, sorry our balls touched accidentally. I meant to get ahead of you.
Joe, was there really no other way you could have phrased that sentence?
Oh man, my trick shot failed.
That's all right, Barack, but now thanks to Joe messing up my angle, I can't just hit it forward without hitting him, so now I have to readjust myself.
Donald, if it helps you feel better, you weren't getting past third place anyway, so you may as well not try.
I don't know how that's supposed to help me feel any better.
Me neither, but I figured I would at least try. Maybe you should all just stop trying and let me win. I'm pretty sure there's a forfeit hole option if you pause the game, so that would speed things up by a lot, and then I can get back to writing my newest book called How I Beat the Presidents at Golf by Ben Shapiro, Golf Master, and also least expendable member of Daily Wire.
Well, I didn't get across the way I wanted to, but I made it so I won't fall behind that much.
Honestly, even though I want you all to give up, at least you're kind of keeping up with me while Donald and Barack are still struggling to make it through intact. I am going to bet their skills, or what's left of them, are going to tank fast.
Hey, what makes you say that?
We're going to be starting new holes that we haven't done before after this one is done, so you won't have any familiarity with what's happening next. Granted, I won't either, but I have the advantage with my score so far. And look at that, it's yet another successful shot by me now. I just have to wait for everyone else to catch up to me.
Don't bet against me yet, guys. I'm almost there, and I hope everyone can sooner or later.
Wow, that does look like a really close one. I'm glad you made it there. Anyways, yes, Donald and I should be making it in less than a minute, so we'll finally be able to move on to the new holes for us.
All right, I'll try not to boast for a little while, if it will actually increase your chances of winning, so I'll have more of an actual challenge.
Oh, wow, Ben, actually considering us, what a novel concept. Thanks for attempting to be good to us 14 minutes into the game.
You're welcome, Joe. I think you were being sarcastic, but your voice can be really monotone at points, so it's hard to tell for sure. I'll try to be generous for the next hole and not do any sabotaging unless provoked, so you better know not to mess with me.
All right, I think this wavy path might be a little riskier, but it's a more direct shot to the end, so if I have any chance of winning, I have to take it.
I think it's more of a curve, really, but close enough. I actually don't think it makes much of a difference in this case, so I'll just go the other way.
Well, that just takes away any real point in having two paths if there's no clear advantage in using either of them over the other.
For the first new hole in the video, this is not off to a great start.
And so far, we're all pretty much in the same place, except for Joe. This really could have been designed a lot better.
Hey, I just missed it entirely. I don't like this hole at all.
All right, guys, if I have any chance
Wait,
of
what?
winning, I'm going to have to start playing dirty, which means both of you have to get out of here.
Donald, I'm in last place. What are you doing trying to get me out?
I can't let you catch up.
You're going to have to try harder than that if you want me to not catch up, since I'm not letting you take me out without fighting back.
Yeah, if you two want to fight each other, then go right ahead, but make sure to keep me out of it if you don't mind.
If you think about it, me missing the first time kept me away from all your fighting, so maybe it wasn't so bad after all.
Yeah, keep rationalizing your failures into thinking there's something useful out of them when really you just got lucky that Donald couldn't target you at the same time.
Hey, I'm just trying to look at the positive. Sometimes it's nice to see the silver lining in things.
The only silver lining I see is that in about 13 or so minutes, we will all see the scoreboard and see Ben Shapiro on top. Also, you better believe I'm knocking you away since I can't have you just stay here unopposed by anyone else.
I don't know how I didn't see that coming earlier, but that's fine. It's a really simple design for the hole, so it's not going to take me long to get back.
If you keep flying off course, then it probably will take you a while to get back.
If anything, I think all of these extra shots just make it so Donald and myself have more time to catch up.
I'm not exactly worried about any of you winning, so I'll do a little bit of sabotaging since I know it's not going to result in me losing anytime soon or even at all.
All right, I definitely overshot that one, but that's okay. I know I won't be that far behind despite what Ben may be claiming. I know I can get myself into first place sometime soon.
Okay, that's fine. Keep doing whatever affirmations you need to do in order to keep yourself focused. I know they will end in failure, so I'm not worried.
All right, I'm supposed to hit these targets, though I'm not exactly sure where they're going to take me.
It looks like, based on the trajectory of your shot so far, you aren't going to be making it closer to the hole.
Yeah, Barack, we all noticed that, but thanks for pointing out the obvious. Maybe you can tell us next that Joe is failing it too while you're at it.
Oh yeah, then how about you show us how to do it then?
Very simple, I'm going to hit towards this target in such a way that I land much sooner and don't have hardly any airtime to minimize the chances of me going out of bounds. It's a little slower, but definitely safer than what you two have already tried.
I didn't quite get it the same way, but I'm in bounds, so I'll make it at least pretty soon, so it's something.
I have to keep trying, I can do this.
Donald, I have to agree with Ben that it's just not working. You're still falling behind and won't make it in at this rate.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to lose any chance of a lead that I had if I keep messing up like this.
Well, this isn't a good angle for me.
In case anyone didn't notice, I am right by the hole, which is not something any of you can say since you aren't as good as me.
Yeah, we got the idea, Ben. Thank you for the 48th reminder that you're the best golfer on the planet.
No, Barack, the planet is not good enough. Once I am done here, I will be golfing across the planets of the solar system until I become Ben Shapiro, best golfer of the galaxy. I already have it trademarked in case any of you think about profiting on my success.
Okay, guys, I think Ben has lost it now. I don't think he's considered a sane person at this point if he expects to be going through other planets and golfing as if there's even anyone else to golf with him.
The plan is that I travel to every planet and throw in Pluto for fun, then play a game by myself. And since there's nobody else to stop me, then I automatically am the best on the planet.
I don't think I can come up with a great response to that, so Barack, you can't let him throw you off, and Donald, you have to hit this well if you have a small chance of winning.
I'm trying, but I really don't know how to get ahead here well, and this angle I'm getting isn't doing me any favors at all.
All right, Joe, you can probably do this. Just aim it well and you'll be fine. Joe, may I ask why you hit my ball like that? It didn't even really get me far away. In fact, I think I'm slightly closer to the hole, but I can't imagine what your plan could have been.
I was trying to get both of us to the hole, but it didn't really work well.
Okay, what am I even supposed to do here? I have no angles that will help me, and I'm just stuck adjusting myself to maybe make it in later.
You just have a bad angle, Donald, but you definitely can make it through if you aim yourself correctly.
You're right, I can do this. I just need to believe in my instincts.
All right, let's see it happen.
Okay, I didn't mean to do that. That's better. That was a bit too hard.
And so is that meaning you will officially be out of time and your chances of winning have now become non-existent?
I'm sorry to say it, but yeah, you're pretty much out of it now.
No, I can still do it. I just have to get a hole-in-one on every hole and have everyone else get a 20 a few times, then I'll be the winner.
With shots like that, I'm not surprised you're in last place. I don't see how any of you can call me delusional with my thinking, while Donald is coping with the fact that he owns a golf course and is still somehow the worst golfer amongst us.
Hey, Donald, if you can somehow make it up here, then it looks like it's just a ramp up to the hole, so you wouldn't have to do that much afterwards unless a lot of sabotages happen between us.
If there's one thing that's good about being behind, it's that I typically don't have to get involved with sabotaging because there's a lot less incentive to mess with me, so I'll take what I can get.
Hey, it looks like you're actually pretty close by. Maybe you're not that far off on this hole specifically.
Barack, I'm sorry, but to hit Ben's ball, I have to get yours as well. I need to do it to win.
What do you mean, Joe? You'd even hit Ben's ball, it was just me? Not that I agree with Ben's ego, but I can see why he's doubting our ability to win at this rate.
Dang it, I missed and couldn't capitalize off of Joe's absolute failure in basic aiming. At least you're finally seeing why I'm doubting all of you when you pull things like that.
And now I'm back to the start. Granted, it's not hard to get back to where I was, but I could have gone without the inconvenience anyway.
For your sake, I hope he doesn't hit you out again, otherwise your chances are about as gone as mine are.
Actually, Donald Barack would have to get a 20 to be like you are, which is definitely possible, but I'm thinking you're likely to get another one more so than him getting one.
Okay, this time I'm aiming correctly, so Ben, you better get ready to change your plans since I'm sabotaging you now.
I'm not too sure about that one, Joe. He doesn't seem to have moved that far from where he was.
You seem to have forgotten, Joe, that I'm better than you, and even when you hit my ball, you didn't even mess me up, so I'll be getting it in very soon in spite of you.
Oh no, I might actually lose this after all.
Okay, I've got this. Oh no, sorry, Donald, I didn't mean to hit you away, and now I'm falling the wrong hole because of that.
Thanks, Barack. Now I'm behind yet again, and that time I had no control over it. This really isn't a great way for me to finish off the series.
In fairness to Barack, you just missed of your own volition, so it's not like you needed him to mess you up.
For some reason, this hole is taking a lot longer than I thought it would. I think some of it is because we keep hitting each other when it's not necessary, but this seems like it should only take a couple minutes.
If it were just me, then I would have easily gotten this in about 30 seconds at worst, but of course you three have to make things difficult. It just makes the wait for the first place even better since I know it's coming.
Sometimes I wonder why you are so fixated with first place in this game. I'm pretty sure the developers didn't intend for people to take it this seriously, and it's not like this would be some sort of major accomplishment anyway.
Don't try to minimize my victory in any way, Barack. I do not need you acting like this isn't the greatest accomplishment that can be done. While you all struggle to keep up with me, I'll be proving why my confidence has been so high this time. You'll see it soon.
I don't know, Ben, I feel like there are more worthwhile things in life than winning in a game of golf. I've been around a while and can think of at least 2 or 3 things off the top of my head.
Sorry, Joe, you're 7 behind, so I couldn't hear what you were saying all the way back there, but at least you're not 21 behind first place like failure Donald is.
Okay, Ben, that's enough insulting out of you. I think this game of pachinko or whatever this is could be tricky, but I think even if I miss, there may be a section at the bottom which will let us get over easily enough.
I think you're actually right about that. It shouldn't be too hard to make it over in that case then.
And leave it to Donald to mess up an easy shot because he hit it too hard and now he's still behind, but honestly, who didn't see that coming from a mile away?
There's no need to be that harsh against him, Ben. He just missed one shot.
You're right, Barack. You're also going to miss like the failure that you are because at this point, why wouldn't you?
Ben, it's going to be so satisfying when you miss this shot like Barack and Donald already have.
Not likely you're about to see a real master do his thing. Watch this.
That worked perfectly except for that part that didn't, which was all of it.
Okay, I knew you've been waiting to say that for a long time, but I'm sure Joe paid the map creators to make the logs at such a trajectory to where I would miss. That's the only logical conclusion I can come to.
Ben, it's fine to not be as good as you think you are and lose the competitive edge. I know I go back and forth with my confidence on these maps, but really it is just a game and shouldn't be so insulting to us by insinuating that things are rigged when they don't go in your favor.
You hear that, everyone. It's today's lesson in irony with Donald Trump telling me not to complain about things being rigged when they're not in my favor. Do you even hear yourself before you talk?
Oh yeah, I just got a birdie. It's time for me to start catching up. Maybe if Ben keeps missing like he's doing, then I can at least get to second place, even if it's not all that likely.
It's about as likely as Donald making it in without timing out, which is to say impossible since he's failing just slightly more than you are. I know I keep missing, but I actually have a lead, so my gameplay matters unlike his.
I'm really happy to have made it in already and avoid all of this arguing for once. It's nice to just be happy with making it in and not gloating all day about my overblown skill level.
If anything, I am underestimating my skill level to you all.
I've had it with you, Ben. This is for saying my gameplay doesn't matter. I'm not winning, but I can at least mess you up so you don't either.
I should have expected you would try to mess me up in some way, but that's all right. I still have 2 more holes to show my superiority. Anyways, I don't plan on losing today, so even if I mess a little bit, I'll still be able to keep you out of the way for the rest of the hole.
No, this isn't some sort of grand plan or anything you just messed up and won't admit it.
Actually, I did plan it so I would make it to the other side where the hole would be. Then you would overshoot and get yourself back to the beginning. Soon after, I would make it in this hole while you absolutely struggle and run out of time. Then the next hole is where I achieve a hole-in-one, and then the last hole goes smoothly as well, making myself the winner of the final match.
Ben, there is no possible way you could have planned for each detail like that. You are clearly just making things up as you go along. You didn't factor in mine or Joe's gameplay and how we could hinder any plan you come up with.
I don't like to agree with Ben here, but I think he might actually be right. Donald's not making it in despite his best efforts and is about to run out of time yet again.
Hold on, guys, I can still make it in.
Something tells me the text ran out of time indicates a different ending than the one you thought of. I'll admit I fell behind a little bit here, but it's still not going to stop me from the victory I deserve.
Okay, if I wasn't already falling behind by this point, I think this would really be the moment where I would. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do with these conveyor belts. They seem to be way too strong to plan around.
Yeah, I'll admit I have no idea either. I think if you go more slowly than I did, you'll put yourself in a better position, but I'm really not sure with this one.
I don't mean to brag or anything, but when I make my attempt, it will be a hole-in-one, just like I planned, so you can just see how the real expert does it.
You've been bragging the whole time. But anyway, let's actually see it instead of you just saying it's going to happen.
You did get close, but for a really good shot, just watch how I do it.
Guys, I have to be honest, I don't think we can beat Ben. I certainly can't with running out of time twice, and if he's going to be making shots like that, then it might be over for all of us, not just me.
I hate to say it too, Joe, but Ben has been doing quite well this entire time, and there's really not that much we can do, even if we all teamed up to sabotage him. He's just too far in the lead for any of us to do anything at this point.
See, Joe, everybody else took a while, but they're finally accepting the truth that I'm the best, so why don't you join us and we can celebrate my victory instead of desperately trying to fight against it. Things will be so much easier if you do it. Well, Joe, are you going to accept it, or did you fall asleep on us again?
I'm not accepting anything until it's over, which is only a few minutes away from now at this point.
Fine, you'll soon see what my victory looks like anyway, so I don't mind a few more minutes before you accept it.
If I'm looking at this map correctly, it seems that there's the big jump that looks like you could easily miss, and then a lot of logs that force us to time our shots to the hole near the end of it.
Well, the first part seems easy enough to get past. Unless you've been, of course, in that case, it's really difficult.
Okay, so I miss one shot. It's not going to ruin me winning or anything insane like that. Don't get ahead of yourself.
I don't know, Ben, everybody else made it just fine, but you haven't yet. That might set you back a lot.
Don't try to play mind games with me. I know I am the superior gamer, so I'm not going to let myself get worried by any outside factors.
I don't know about that one. We're all doing fine here ahead of you. Maybe not Donald since he had a bad shot, but he's still further.
Yeah, okay, keep imagining a world that I don't win. Take a look at my expert shot now.
Guys, Ben was mentioning an expert shot, but all I saw was an absolutely garbage shot. Are you seeing that the same way I did?
Yeah, I'll admit my shots haven't been all that good, but they're way better than out of bounds Ben's sad attempts at success.
I'm not sure how he thinks he can mess up that many times consecutively, then still try to call himself an expert or best golfer or anything like that.
No, I am not having you 3 failures tell me that I am not doing well. You all better believe this is just a minor setback on my grand championship level skill. I will be presenting to you all in a matter of minutes.
Sorry, Ben, I'm too far ahead to hear you well.
That's fine, I'm about to make it in.
That worked perfectly except for...
What in the world is happening to Ben?
I discovered his weakness. I know he had a similar catastrophic moment on the volcano map, and that was because of his own decisions. It took me a while to figure it out, but I knew if we don't sabotage him and just let him wear himself out with his own ego, at some point he would lose his skill and fall apart at the last opportunity. He's going to try again, but he's also not going to succeed anymore.
No, I'm going to win. It's going to happen right now.
That worked perfectly except for that part.
All right, guys, we finally made it. It took a long time, but we finally get to have Ben realize the true level of skill he has, that being none. You tried to ruin our confidence, sabotaged us when you could, told us that it was our fault that we were failures. But we didn't lose what we had, which was the ability to keep going regardless of the stakes. Donald, Barack, and I knew that we may not all beat you, but that somebody would if we just kept at it. And we did. This is the moment we show you what you really are, but it's not even just that. Do you really want to know what time it is, Ben? I'll tell you. It's Bidening time.
Wow, that was certainly an insane ending, but I'm happy it ended that way. Great job, Joe, for pulling the final victory. I'm glad it was you out of any of us.
I'm not sure if this lowers the impact of your victory, but you would have had the most wins in the series, even if Ben won this map, but still you played a great game, and I'm happy that we were all here to be a part of it.
Well, that was embarrassing for a variety of reasons. I suppose I did get a bit too caught up in me wanting to win, so I would like to apologize for the things I said. Perhaps it made for a more entertaining final part, so maybe it had some value after all.
Don't worry about it, Ben. It still was a fun time. We would also like to acknowledge a few things to the viewers. We know a lot of you are sad that this series is ending, and that's understandable. It did so far bring in the most views, and while that is nice, it's not the main goal we were striving for to keep this going. We didn't want to upload gameplay of every map, especially if we weren't having fun on it.
We are also aware of other creators who have also done golfing matches that for one reason or the other have stopped uploading golf or videos altogether. We don't plan on stopping videos anytime soon, but we did want to give this an official ending so people knew when it was going to be over and not be hung up on waiting for new episodes when we knew they weren't coming out.
Now we would like to thank everyone who enjoyed the golf series in particular. It has been a great time making it, and we hope everybody enjoyed it. There's a lot more to come for the channel, so we also hope people stay around for that too.
We'll be back for more gaming content and tier lists on occasion in the things to come, so if you haven't, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
And peace out, people.